Watch this video, then we'll talk.
So anybody who knows me in person knows that I love being around people who pose hypotheticals. You know what I'm saying? I love a motherfucker that's asking what if, what could be, how. I love that shit. It's a great conversation if you want to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And I remember at one point in time, I was around a group of people and the question was posed, what do you legitimately think would happen if men were forced to be on a planet with nothing but other men, right? Now, immediately there was a chorus of, oh, they're going to be gay, they're going to hunch each other, it's baddies, everybody's fucking everybody. You know what I'm saying? I see how you would come to that conclusion. You know what I'm saying? We know what happens in prison. A lot of people, they need to get their rocks off. Eventually, they like, you know what? I gotta go for the booty. You know what I'm saying? But I actually don't think that would happen. One is because men have a built-in hierarchy in their fucking brain. You know what I'm saying? And when there is no woman or no gay person or no trans person or no child for you to predatorize or pick on or bully, immediately you're gonna start picking on the weaker of the species. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, this alpha male, beta male shit is going to become a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to start picking each other off. Not only that, but men are legitimately scared of other men. And when men are afraid of something, they believe that they should attack it. So it's fucked all the way around. And then also, even if that gay thing were to actually be something that happened, I am here to let you know that men are far more judgmental and picky than women are. That is a truth that I have fucking learned. Men are far more pickier than women are. And what would happen is that men would face a rejection that they've never had to face before because men are raised oftentimes to suck each other's dick. You know what I'm saying? Men have a hive mind. They support each other no matter what bullshit. No. So if this were ever to happen, if men were forced to be on a planet with nothing but other men and they were to face rejection from other men, beast mode, everybody be dead. And I know a lot of men would probably say, oh, you know, I wouldn't be violent, I wouldn't this, I wouldn't that, the third. I'm gonna let y'all know I would be violent. Me as a black gay man, I would have no other choice but to be a serial unaliver. Because what's not gonna happen is that you bitches ain't gonna try to kill me or take my booty because I'm gay. And another thing that's not gonna happen is that motherfuckers is not gonna have me hanging from a tree because I'm black. You know what I'm saying? I would have no choice but to take at least a few bitches down. Like, I know that y'all think that if men were on a planet with nothing but other men, it'd be a prison scenario and folks would just be playing in booties and shit like that, but that's actually not what would happen. The most violent tendencies that a man could ever display would probably come out and we'd probably kill each other. And that's why when you men say that, you know, we don't need women and we can do it on our own and this, that, and the third, I'd be like, no, babe, if you were ever to be in a circumstance where you were around nothing but other men for an extended period of time, y'all would kill each other. Like, pew pew, it's over. Like, the planet wouldn't even last maybe more than a fucking decade. And that's me being gracious. I really give it 2 years tops. I don't.
A fascinating question, right? What would happen if there were only men on a planet? How would they survive? If they would survive, what would they do? Now, I think that the creator of this is right, but I do also think that they would start some sexual servitude, if you will. I think that, yes, it would look a lot like prison, but I do also think that they would absolutely mess unalive each other. Now, I can't remember if it is specifically this documentary or this one, where it's the boys versus girls. One of these two. One is 9 years old, and the other one just came out, like, was just published last year, I guess, on this platform. So I'm gonna go with it's the 9-year old one. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it after I make this video because I don't want to lose this thought. And I will tag this specific video in this video that I'm making. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, this is called Boys Alone. The basis of this social experiment was that they took, I think it was 10 boys, and they put them in a house, 10 boys who had not known each other, put them in a house without their grown-ups. There's all of the like things that they need to survive in the house, and they just said, okay, like, there's gonna be a camera crew and all that, but like, you know, just what are you gonna do? Like, you're here, you're unsupervised, what are you gonna do? And Lord of the Flies breaks out. Now, in one of these versions, I can't remember exactly which one, but in one I remember that there is a faction, like a separation happens where the majority, first of all, the boys trash the house. They trash the house, they start like picking on each other, bullying each other. Now from what I remember, there are a smaller group of boys that are like, okay, well, we're gonna try to create some kind of order. Like, we want to, you know, sleep at some point, we want to eat at some point. The boys are really just drinking soda and candy, getting intense sugar highs, and then being really, really like mean to each other overall. So the small group of boys is like, okay, we're going to try and separate ourselves. And then the larger group of boys starts bullying that smaller faction of boys because it's like, oh, well, what are you doing? Stop being weird. And it's really just like, it's not funny. It's very concerning. Because I think that An adult version of this is what would happen. And unfortunately, as we have seen with what happens when men think, like men as a whole, think that nobody can see them. We get the Epstein files. We get the, I can't remember which European country it is that had like 20,000 people in a WhatsApp group that were just sharing like nudes of their wives, their sisters, their like female people in their lives. You get all of these countries that are like, no, we will fight, we will not fight for anything else, but we will fight for child marriage. Now, in these kinds of boys that are socialized in this boys will be boys way, which was very, very common, especially 9 years ago, and beyond. I think like this conversation of, okay, let's dismantle the whole boys will be boys thing really just started happening, I want to say in the last like 3-ish years, in a wider range. But wait, what was that thought? There it is. But boys in general are socialized to be violent, not necessarily like hit people, but subjugate people, be above people, be more powerful than somebody, and prove that, or else you will be less of a boy and more of a little girl. And unfortunately, all of these boys that are raised in this way and do not break this down, and remove it from their lives as they get older, they stop seeing intercourse as a means of connection, and they also see it as a means of power and thus as a means to enact violence. That's how you get the prevalence of rape culture and all of the. Actually, let me pull up the pyramid real quick. And then that's how you get this. And that's how you get this. Now, this is not just, while it is mainly enacted against women, it's not solely enacted against women. This also shows up in men's relationships with men too, especially male survivors. Oh, Shayna, no, it's not even like that. It probably doesn't even happen that often. Consider the Diddy trials. Consider the Diddy trials and consider how much, from the locker room conversations to the unwanted, non-sexual, sexual touch, to the non-consensual, unsolicited pictures, to the non-consensual, to the revenge porn. To the coercion, to the and manipulation, to the victim blaming. And I think that the victim blaming is where you really start to see the intersection of, depending on if the perpetrator, the person that committed this act of violence, is a man or a woman. The victim blaming or the shaming will either be homophobia, or it'll be you probably enjoyed it, like you're a real man, like sure, she was 40 years older than you, 30 years older than you, and you were literally in middle school, like why do you feel bad? You're a boss, you're a king. And then you make your way all the way up to here, Diddy. And as the creator in that video said, men love a system of power. They love a hierarchy. They love a who has, and we should all look. They love that idea. Once again, the alpha wolf mentality has been long debunked by the person who created that phrase. It's like, oh, actually, after more studies, it's wrong. We're putting that to the side for a much more nuanced conversation. They really, really love that. They love the idea of that. They crave the idea of having somebody to look forward to answer all of their questions. And what tends to happen is insane narcissists that crave power fill those positions, and then a lot of people just fall in line. And yes, that will mean a power grab, not just for the individual, the power of individuals, but also for the power of the planet. They want to subjugate the planet. They want to subjugate the resources. They want to subjugate nature. And that's what they would do under bound patriarchy without boundaries would do that. And that would also lead to mass schmexual assault. So yes, at the end of the day, I do think that they would end each other. All of them would end each other, either for the sake of their survival or because they really want to at the end of the day. And I don't think, is it really that black and white? It would really become that black and white. It would really be a kill or be killed situation. And in the process of doing that, mass sexual assault. for all the men that are going to come in these comments and booga booga, Shayna, that's not nice, booga booga, not all men booga. I am just continuing the conversation that another man started. Y'all know each other. You might not want to admit it, but y'all know each other. That's why a lot of you only really get scared of other men, vocally scared of other men, when you have a daughter and you go, oh no, she's going to have to deal with men. You know. You all know. Also, for those of you who are new here, hello, my name is Shayna. I'm a journalist. On this platform, I talk a lot about decentering men and child-free living through an intersectional lens. I also talk a lot about moving abroad and how to do that quickly and safely, especially if you are in the United States and any other place that is being taken over rapidly by schmashism. Because I moved out for safety reasons because I'm a journalist. So if any of that sounds interesting, please like, share, subscribe, especially if you are interested in getting some resources for how you can move abroad. Head over to Black Babes Abroad. I'll include the link somewhere over here, and it's all definitely in the description. Join the community, ask your questions. We go live once a week answering questions, sharing stories of other marginalized women and femmes that have successfully immigrated abroad. Get your resources, stay informed, stay prepared. I love you. Stay safe out there.